I tried to transfer funds, but I don't know if it was successful.
Tilt your screen back a little so we can see your eyes. Of course, you're going to share your screen now anyway.
Let me try again. Transfer funds. 10 million. Yes, it should be enough, 10 million. Okay, so I'm going to switch to Google Chrome. Quit. Just 1 minute. That is the block number. Nice. Okay. Okay, so I'll try to deploy it, and if it does not work, that's fine. Just 1 second. Okay, so let's go. I can't. I'm going to. I think I'm going to quit and come back because I have something that. Okay, so we can go. I will steal the screen sharing. Okay. So this is the repo RChain erc-1155. So there are some files that are not on the GitHub account, but that's fine. I won't use them. Okay, so this is the repo. So the first step is to deploy the main file, which is this one, erc-1155.raw. We can go along quickly. So I'm going to remove this. Yes, so this is important. The public key. This basically is the owner of the contract I was talking about previously, and this is a unique a unique string that must be generated with the JavaScript program here, which is very light. You just do node generate nonce, and you have a brand new nonce that you can use. So basically, it's just a random string. So I'm going to add this string here. And this is the public key. I already, I have the corresponding private key, so that's fine. So no, I'm not even sure. Let me just check something. I'm sorry. Yes, 1 second. Okay, so this is the public key. Okay, I just checked the public key. Let's go. So is it the same? Yes, so this is the one. So I'm going to basically just deploy this contract on the testnet. So I have to know what is the current block height. I think I will find it somewhere. Okay, right here. So the limit, okay, and valid after block number, this one. So I deploy this. So basically, this will be output to the logs, and this will be saved. This is the same process. It will be saved on main channel. We will be able to recover those data by calling the red channel here. So let's deploy it because maybe it will take 1 minute or 2 minutes. Okay, error. What's going on? Line 355. Yeah, I've been doing what is this? Okay, maybe that's it. Okay, so I just deployed. Now we should wait a bit, and we will see the registry URI for this contract, and we will use it to perform any kind of operation on this ERC contract. So also you can put locked true by default, and basically as the owner you won't be able to perform any operation if the contract is locked at Genesis. But right now we have no point in locking it, simply because it is all empty. There is no token ownership, so it would be stupid to lock it now. So let's wait. So is it okay, Jim, or do you have questions at that point?
Well, I guess, you know,
So basically,
the design a little bit, I'm wondering if it can be simplified, but I don't have anything specific.
Yeah, for Roland, I use this design very much because I find it very handy. because basically you just expose one entry point to the registry. So this is the entry point, the entry CH. And then depending on the payload, you will, so those are the read functions if you just want to get information from the contract. And you can also perform operations. And so it just checks the payload, and then, for example, if you want to create a token, it will send the payload to create token channel. And then you can check the create token channel. What does it do in what order? But the cool thing is that you can know everything that you can do with this contract just by looking at the entry channel here. So yes, but some stuff might be simplified. The cool thing is that I'm using type checking for the first time, so that's great. It works well. So let's see. Okay, nothing. Okay, maybe there is a. I thought it was faster.
Now with the object capabilities model, we would want an entry associated with a role. But you're testing, your security is based on the signature. Right?
Yes. So for example, for reading, of course, you don't need any kind of signature, but you need it for set locked and update token data and create token. For purchase token, of course, you don't need to provide a signature. You just need to provide enough revs so it fits the sell order. So let's see. I should have done it just before. What's going on? Maybe there is an error log. Oh, okay, I see it. Okay, so the log is here. So my map, it's a rolling map. It has been locked with proper informations. So the one that I am most interested in is the registry URI. So I'm just going to copy it. And now we will be able to create a token for this contract. Since I am the owner, I can do it. So I'm going to use this private key. Since create token is an operation that is only available for the owner, I have to generate a signature. So for this, there is a Node.js script here. So you must provide your private key and the current nonce of the contract. So this is the nonce. You just passed it. And you just do node generate signature for nonce. And you have the signature that you must provide in the row lang. So in the create token.row file, I'm going to pass the signature here. And this nonce, we'll just use this nonce. I don't know if it's the same, but we're going to keep it. So for example, I'm going to create 1,000 amounts of tokens at price 2. So each of them can be bought at price 2. This n, so I'm going to set it to nil because it's a new token. Eventually, if there is already a token that exists and I want to add more, I can, for example, provide n0 here, but I'm going to, since it's a new one, I'm going to set n nil. The public key is who will own this bunch of tokens that are created. So this is me again, so I can, so this is my public key, but I've not tested it, but I guess you can just here set nil. This way, no one will be able to provide a valid signature to change the price. But for security reasons, I'm going to set to my public key, and then data. So data is any kind of rolling process that will be associated with this token. So I'm going to just to, for the example, to put this string pizza Regina. So we're going to imagine that this token is pizza, or maybe okay. So let's go with this one. Okay, so I'm going to deploy the create token.row. Let's get the block number. Back to Chrome. The deploy is here, so we should have this log. So it's a bit misleading because it should not say token created. It should say, for example, 1,000 tokens have been created or something like that. And eventually, just after that, we're going to read the tokens. So reading so we're going to call for this method, and it will return the current tokens. So the current tokens, we will see who own what token. So this is not the read, but the read tokens.row file. I just have to copy the registry URI, and I can deploy this just like the one before. Oops. Okay. Okay. So let's see if the creation was successful. Okay, so this is my second deploy. So, for example, for the RChain names repository, there is a Node.js script that just deploys everything and and output the correct values back to the terminal. But I have not done it yet. This is why I have to read in the logs. So it can be a bit tricky to find. So I think my deploys were not processed. And of course, all of this will be very, very much easier to do with the ERC manager. But right now, we do it with Golang and command line.
So you're not returning a value to the deploy ID channel, or are you?
Which value?
A result of the contract.
So the result of the first contract, it was just saved on this channel, and it was output on the standard out.
Okay.
And the result of the second deployment, the create token, will also go through this test, this match, and eventually we will see this output. So this is basically the output, but no, the all tokens object is not returned. this is why I deployed read tokens, just so that I can see the token ownerships in the logs. Okay, so that's quite long. Maybe I could have done it on my local R node. Okay, so let's see. Okay, create token, verify signature, and update nonce channel, success, token created. So it went well. And then, okay, so, and then we have the log of the second deploy. So this is the log. So I'm going to display it in Visual Studio Code. Okay. So right now, these are the token ownerships in our contract. So there is just one token. There is just one token ownership. There is 1,000 quantity available, and those 1,000 tokens belong to this public key. So that's it. So basically now there is just one ownership, and since the price is not nil but is 2, automatically it is available for purchase. So we can do a purchase with the purchase token.row script. So is it okay, Jim? So do you have question about this? So,
well, I mean, what is the 0 is what? The name of the token?
so the 0, so
No,
there are 2 zeros, they are not the same. So this one is just an incremental index. So anytime someone buys some tokens, there will be a new entry in this map. So for example, there will be, for example, 1. Okay, so but this is what I'm going to do. And this one is the token ID. So if you take a look here at the contract, so the tokens have a unique ID. So a unique ID is kind of an ownership ID. It is incremental. And then this N is the token ID. And of course, the tokens data are also indexed by token ID, because you can have many token ownerships that point to the same token, and therefore they have the same token data. So what I will do is just buy token from myself. So now it is the purchase token contract. Okay. Purchase token. So this contract is a bit different. I put all the values on the top. So I want to purchase tokens from this ownership. So it is the token, the unique ID 0, purchase token. So unique ID channel 0, price channel. So you have to give the correct price. So the price channel is 2, and I want to buy, for example, 99, and the public key will be my public key which is this one. Oops. So what purchase token public key? I'm sorry for all the red stuff. I don't know what why is it there.
I had the same issue yesterday. It for some reason complained about the syntax, but
yeah, maybe I can disable it. No. Okay, so I'm going to deploy it, and so this contract creates a purse. It will create a purse with 99 times 2 a minimal unit of revs in it, and send this this purse to the main contract. So let's deploy it. Purchase. Okay, so I'm going to rate this number by like 10, should be enough. And basically, what will the execution do? It will split this bag of tokens into 2 bags. The one is the initial bag, and the second one is a second ownership of those tokens. They will have the same public key, but they could have different public key. And even as the owner, I cannot take the tokens back if they are not for sale. And I think that when you purchase tokens, of course, by default, they are not for sale once you have purchased them. So let's see. Okay, so it was quicker. So there are lots of logs. Beginning transfer. This is the right amount. Purchase, success, purchase successful. So apparently it went fine. I'm just going to deploy the read tokens a second time, and we will see that it has changed. But maybe this time we'll have to wait like 2 minutes. So that's it. And now the fun thing is that if you have this repository, or you can just change the values, and you should be able to buy some tokens from me by deploying the purchase token contract and adding proper values. So
should we try? I already have everything set up, I think so.
Great. Okay. Let me find the chat of Zoom chat. Okay. So this is the registry, and then all the rest is data you have. First purchase. On what node are you deploying, Leo?
Are you on the public testnet?
Yes, I'm using this node. This is I'm using node 2 from testnet.
So purchase token.
Yes.
So this public URI is the actual, yeah, okay, it's a contract that was deployed. Okay, now I get it.
Yeah, basically there is
The
just
URI doesn't represent like an actual token, it just represents a contract that
yes,
can have like
just
different
the
tokens.
main contract. And so you just have to know this single URI, and it is an entry point for all the token ownerships that are in the contract. So let's see, do I have my log?
Unique ID. So I can just leave everything else default, only just put my public key.
Yes, you have to the price, you have to set it to 2, and quantity, basically it has to be there must be enough tokens available, so don't put 1 million, you have to put between 900 and 0, and the price you must put the correct price.
Okay, and quantity, like how much was it on how many items are there?
There is, since 100 were bought, there is 900 available. So you can purchase as much as you want.
Okay, let's see if 100 works. So if I just copy this and deploy it on testnet, hope it works. I'm gonna use node 2.
Nice. I should put additional logs because I can't find it.
It doesn't put anything in deploy ID. I'll have to look at the log, right, to see any result.
If you do what?
No, if I deploy it, I want on this GitHub page that I usually deploy contracts on Tomislav's page, then I won't get anything like back. It means I'll have to go into log and see what happens.
Yes, yes, yes. So yes, I'm not putting anything inside the, but I should. I think you just have to. I just have to add the X here and like just send something to this value, to this unforgeable name. So I could set it, yes, instead of a standard out. Okay.
Wait, I'm just gonna deploy and
okay,
so deploying.
Finally, I have my log and okay, so I see your deploy. Okay, fine. So I'm going to again redeploy the read tokens so I can read them after you have bought.
I don't know why I don't see an error. I'm not showing an error on any of these files.
Yeah, I think it's a bug in Visual Studio plugin.
Yeah, I will change to plain text so we don't have. I'm using the plugin. Maybe it's not up to date, but yes, I have the main Rolang. But some files are fine, some are not. Yeah. Okay, so right now there is the 0 here.
Maybe I can just set this file to JavaScript. Nope. Okay, there we go. And then one nice public key quantity. Okay,
how is quantity 99? I put 100.
Yes, this is my purchase to myself.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So at step 2, I purchase tokens from myself. So now in the initial bag, there is only 901. The price has not changed. And now there is a second ownership that own someone who owns 99 tokens. So this is pointing to the same token ID. It's not a new N value. And now we'll have to wait for Theo's deploy, and we will get a third entry.
So you basically like you already implemented like ERC-1155 plus like some basic market functionality that allows people to just buy, like if they were purchasing items on Steam. On Steam Marketplace.
So yes, the cool thing is that it is indexed by ownership. This means that you, Theo, you will own an entry in this map, and you are the only one that is able to update the price value. So basically, the sell order works simply by putting a price on a bag of token. So it's as simple as that. And so the functionality that is not there at the moment is the capability to split a bag into two. For example, here I own 99 tokens, and maybe I just want to sell 9 tokens, and I want to keep the 90. So basically, in order to do that, I would have to split this bag in 2 bags, one of 9, one of 90, and put a price to the second bag. So this is how I would do it. So I think it is in the to-do code, the transfer tokens, which is kind of the same thing as token, as a split token. So basically, when you split, the public key is the same, but when you transfer, you split your bag, and the second bag belongs to someone that you send the tokens to. So let's check the logs. Okay. Loopers of 200. Oops. It seems that it is stuck. Maybe there is an issue in my code, and maybe it just works one time. Let me try to buy some tokens again. Do you have enough funds? Yes, probably, because it was executed.
Yeah.
So let's see. So it did not go until this log. Snap. So this is again my deploy. So your deploy was not successful. I don't know exactly why. HP. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. Okay, so I guess I'll have to check why it is stuck. Is the flow limit high enough?
Yeah, I don't know. I deployed from the Tomislav's web page.
Yeah, maybe it's maybe I can find it. This is your deploy. Oh, no, I cannot find it. So we'll see, because I redeployed, and if my deploy works, it means that you have a flow price, a flow limit that is too low.
So the valid after block number you picked up from the web. I mean, you got it from the log.
Yeah, I just checked the log, and sometimes, for example, here you can find the current block height. So basically, yes, it's a one line out of 20. You can find it. Okay.
Or you could, you know, I guess you could do the get the last block, and that would be, and use that.
Yes, I could. Yes, I could do that. So my deploy went successful, Theo. So this means that you have a flow limit that is too low. I think it's the reason why your deploy is kind of half executed. The flow limit I use is, I think, 1 million. Can you update it, or can't you?
I don't know. I will have to check where, like, or I'll have to either run it from my locally this website, which I already have, but I need to find where the pro limit is. Or I can deploy from console like you do, but yeah. I just don't use it all the time.
If you want, here is the script. So what just happened is that
I can try this now. Let's see.
So there is again one more key in the tokens map. So this is the third key. This is the one. So again, it points to N0, which is the only token we have created so far. And same quantity 99. So what I can do at this step is deploy, is lock the contract. And basically, I should have done it before proposing Theo to purchase tokens. Because right now, Theo will be purchasing a Pizza Regina, but I am able to change the token data, so I can change it to something else. So it is dangerous from the client perspective. So I will deploy the set locked.row contract. So again, I copy the registry URI in the set locked. All the feature I am we are doing now will be you will just have to click 2 buttons to do it with the manager. So again, I have to create token. So I have to generate a signature for this nonce. Node generate signature, because I will perform an operation as the owner. So this is the signature and the nonce. Okay.
So if you lock it, we are still able to buy this token?
No, it does not block buy and sell. It just blocks create tokens and update token data.
Okay.
So by locking, it will simply become a fixed, the amount of tokens will just be fixed, and it will be guaranteed by the blockchain, and it does not depend on me anymore. So set locked, but usually I think a owner will just, but not sure about that, because for video games, I guess the developer who manage the game, I guess they must have the power to create tokens over time. So basically, they will never lock the contract. I'm not sure, but I guess. So the lock feature is for example, for shares or for any payment token or any decentralized finance stuff. The contract will have to be locked for people to trust it. So let's see the deploys. Okay, so this is my deploy. Yours just about. Okay. So I did not deploy the read tokens data, but it would simply output the Pizza Regina string that I have set up at the beginning when creating the tokens. I have not deployed this contract either, to read.row contract, but it would output the map that was output at Genesis, this map. So this is useful if you have lost the value of the nonce and you want to know it, because you want to perform some owner operations. And eventually it is also useful to have the version, because maybe there will be multiple versions with different features over time. So, okay.
Should I deploy should I send the purchase request now?
Yeah, I see my lock successful, but I don't see your logs.
What's the last block number?
What?
What's the last block number so I can put the flag valid after block number?
No. I think you can use this one.
Okay.
Okay, so I think this is your deploy. Now, unique ID is a string, it's not a number. You have put 0, but it's 0 as a string.
It needs to be a string.
Yes.
Okay.
At first, I used integer for keys, but the problem is that you can't get this value from export deploy, because if export deploy only can only manage string as maps, as map keys. So basically, I would receive an empty map. So I had to transform them into string. I wish I would not have to do that, but I cannot do otherwise. I can show you it's very ugly. Create token. So this is the so I get the size of the tokens map, and I set it as a string. It's very ugly, but it works.
Okay, I'm gonna send the deploy again with a string instead.
Okay. Okay, so nice. 15 I think there is an issue. Why is it 480? I think your block number is too high, so it will.
Oh, okay, I thought you just increased it to wherever next time you deploy.
But I'm not sure. Maybe it will be processed, but I think the current block height is not that
It's
much.
not going to wait like until this block height. It's gonna just, it won't deploy after this number has reached, or how does it work?
Right. And so basically, I'm the only one to use it, but all those .row files are also available as JavaScript functions. So for example, you can just call this function with nonce and public key, and it will return all the ERC-1155 contract as a string that you can deploy using any JavaScript program on the browser or on Node.js. So I simply will I will use it in dapp because I don't want to parse or to read raw files. So all those features are available in JavaScript environment. Okay, beginning transfer, yes. Error, invalid payload structure. Okay, so again, quantity and public key. What's going on? Oh. Yes, I guess we have an error because I did not push the changes I have done yet. So I must send you the file. I'm sorry, you'll have to deploy again. So I guess, so I have sent you the file. I guess it's a bit different. I don't know exactly why, but what is different, but I should have pushed the repo on GitHub before.
Okay, I'm gonna try to update them. Let's see.
So, but the cool thing is that type checking works. So this is cool. But the not cool thing is that you were not reimbursed. So basically, you just put 200 in a purse, and I guess this purse is lost. So bad luck. I should do that. Okay. So there we go again.
I'm gonna redeploy now. Which block should I use? Block height again.
The same one, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so let's wait.
I have a quick question. How does one make, like, for example, a bunch of items tradable at the same time? Like, if you have, like, you want to trade with someone else and you want to send him like 2 items of different kind that you actually own, and that person maybe wants to trade not for rev but for like other items. So how could it work in this?
Yeah, so it's not at all implemented, but it's totally feasible. So like someone would set a sell order, like I want to sell this token, but I need, for example, 2 of those tokens in exchange. Is it the thing you are describing?
I mean, that person just gets like different propositions for those items, so everyone can just send different like items they want to trade for those items.
Yep. So I think it's just waiting to be coded, but it's not that complicated.
Yeah, just looking at the structure, that how it works right now, like, and I'm thinking, how could it be done? Because right now, like, it just, yeah.
I guess, for example, this is my ownership. I own 100 of tokens N0. So I guess there would be a method I call, and the result would would be to change this value to, for example, this value. Let's just say exchange. And I would say that you can buy the tokens here in exchange to, so one token of this bag can be exchanged with, with 2 tokens of this kind, for example, which is another kind from, so it is another token from N0. So and someone can just say, for example, hey, I have 2 N1 tokens, so I want to buy 1 token from this bag. Is this, so I think that's it.
Yeah, that could work. If you like, if the seller kind of knows what items he wants, like upfront.
Yes.
That then it makes sense. But what if you allow other people to just send the seller different like trade requests? Like maybe some propositions that the seller doesn't know about, but like,
yeah, okay,
maybe just says, oh, those items look cool, I want to trade with you then.
Yeah, that's great. So so this, I think, is not that complicated because it's all handled here. And but then, yes, proposition by propositions. So what form could it take? For example, it would be a, yes, I'm not sure. Just an array of maps or whatever. You can just say, hey, unique ID, for example, 2. So you can say that, hey, I'm interested in this bag. I offer for example, 1 token of this bag I own. So this is the unique ID. For example, the owner of the unique ID 3 would say that he offers 1 in exchange to 1 token from the bag 2 here. So this bag.
But that is only for 1 type of token. But what if there could be like a bag that can contain different tokens that you can exchange?
So this does not exist right now. A bag is just 1 type of token. And for example, if you own 2 kinds of tokens, there is 2 different bags. 1 for N0 and 1 for N78.
Yeah, this is the scenario I was asking. Like, what if you have, for example, 2 different tokens? Is it 2 different bags, right? And you want to exchange for like 3 other different bags
yes.
of items. So this kind of maybe it requires like iteration over the dictionary, which can make it complicated.
Yes, yes. So I think those would just be arrays. And basically what you say is there is a unique ID ask. Hey, I need, I want to buy 6 tokens from this unique ID that you own. And also 4 tokens 4 tokens from another unique ID. Of course, those should belong to the same public key. For simplicity, let's say they belong to the same identity. And then you say, hey, in exchange, I offer you n amount of this bag I own, and for example, eventually some other amount of other bags I own. So this could, I think, fill all the cases: unique ID ask and unique ID offer. Yeah, that's very cool. I did not, I was kind of very focused on Rev, but
I mean, it's also nice to have like direct pricing on those items, so that it's almost works like an open market, so that people can purchase those directly without having to put those items on some third-party marketplace. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's very cool because, yes, exactly as you say. So basically, we don't need third party who buys from one party and sends to the other. It's all automated. And I think with rolling, it's not that complicated because to issue an exchange proposition, anyone can do it. And then I guess I guess that when rolling has to go over and eventually validate an order, it just iterates or it just gets the bags, checks if there is the amount, and of course we must be sure in some way that the two parties have strictly signed this exact transaction. So maybe it's yes, so it's very interesting. I guess it's a bit of work, but
if we have this, then we basically have what Steam has already. Like then we can allow people to trade items in bulk, like different items for like different
yeah, this is just this opens like crazy possibilities. And so how would we verify it? So I think seller signature. So I think the best way is that each or is so how would we validate it? I think we would require the two parties to provide a valid signature for this map that contains all the exchange they agreed upon. And so basically each of them provides a valid signature, and once Rolang has verified that those signature match this map, it can perform the exchange and update the balances and the amounts. So I think we can do it. I still have an issue with generating signature for complex objects. This is why I only use nonce right now, but I think this is it. This is the simplest design I can think about. So I think that your transaction went well. So that's nice. Eventually, I will just deploy this last time. But yeah, that's cool. I will add it to the README. I will copy this.
those trade requests should also have some sort of timeout or ability to be cancelled from both parties.
Yeah. Yep, you are right. So I would call it exchange. So an exchange object would have the ask public key. Oh, and yes. So it might be a bit more complicated because, for example, you can offer, of course, you can offer the tokens, only the tokens that you own, but you can ask for some tokens and you don't know who will, have them and eventually exchange them with you, because there can be lots of public keys that own the token you want. For example, if the ask is for unique ID 3, maybe there is 20 people who own. Oh no. Okay, so we'll have to think this through, because it's maybe instead of unique ID, we should say, hey, I want just to buy this kind of token. And it does not matter who has it. I just want this kind of token. And but as an offer, one must say that he offers token he owns. So maybe this makes more sense. So okay. So last deploy of the day. Did it pass? Okay, read. Yes, so that's very deep. Now, yes. Or maybe the two would be possible. Maybe you could say, I want to buy, I offer you those tokens and I want to buy tokens from this precise unique ID. Or you can say, no matter who has it, I just want to buy this type of token and I want to buy 4 of them. So, yes, not sure.
Yeah, that could also work. Then we can have like some sort of I know if you've seen, like there's a site that's called where people can actually trade CSGO items, CSGO lunch.
I never played to CSGO, I only played to Source. Okay, so
It changed a lot.
So I will post this final object that will be logged on Discord and give a good explanation of what we did. So there is no buyer and seller, so it should be offer signature, so the one who issued this offer, and then the one that was completed, maybe. Don't know. Okay, no.
Let me share the screen for a second. I can show you. You see it? So this is like a website where you used to trade the CSGO items and Dota items. So you can see there are like public trades where someone kind of has those items that he wants to get rid of. And this means he basically accepts anything. But sometimes people want specific things.
Yeah, okay, so this is exactly the use case. And can you say, I have this item and I want this item plus like some amount or
Some amount of ref. Yeah, that.
maybe we could code it. Like for example, I have this item and I sell it in exchange to this other item plus 20 revs.
Should I send you this link so you can check it out, get some inspiration maybe?
Nice.
But yeah, if we can support something like this under the hood, that would be awesome, because we don't need to rely on a third party like CSGO Launch that could just run away with all the items.
And does this website deal with like real money transactions, or is it just accounts with no real money involved?
No, it uses like trading bots that kind of send the proposals on the behalf of the user. But those trading bots kind of belong to the site, which makes it a bit like a trust issue. Like, so you're basically trading with a bot first, like a middleman, before you get those items that you wanted.
And we will also have an issue because there is a limitation in export deployed. So if the map gets bigger and bigger and bigger, we won't be able to retrieve it with export deploy because there is limitations. I don't see the log. Maybe I missed it again.
So there are some technical limitations that kind of can prevent us from going to mainstream, right? If this trading becomes too popular, it's kind of like put the network to a halt or what? Like if read-only nodes cannot like read a lot of data, or
I guess we don't know yet the limitations. We know some, but maybe we will discover limitations. I don't know if export deploy is costly or not.
so, but if the array becomes too large, it's becoming an issue, right?
Yeah, and also I use map too much, but the good advice is not to use map, but to use a tree hash map. Because, for example, one purchase that is independent from the other should be processed in a concurrent manner by a node. But right now, since I only work with maps, if Rowlang sees two deploys that interact with the same map, it will just have to execute them sequentially. So I don't see the final log. It's very long. Usually it's not that long.
I've been handling some dig life issues here, so I'll have to catch up on some of the stuff from the recording.
Okay, but yes, we can stop it. Can stop the recording.
No, it's okay. We can. I may need the recording later, but we can stop it. Yeah, I'm almost done. I guess one concern that I have is we shouldn't really have to look at the logs to get any information. And so we need to make the changes in order to return the values to the client rather than have them come back and, rather than depend on looking in the log to get the values.
Okay. Because I never used the Tomislav's interface to deploy yet, so I must use it, see how it works, and send the value back to deploy ID instead of standard out.
Right. I don't know. I guess we have to collect things and return them all back at the same time, right? If we look at let me. Okay, if we look at no, this is we can look at just the return data here. Okay, we can see how he
okay, nice.
creates this deploy ID and then returns a tuple with 3 values here, 24 true and hello from the blockchain. Okay, and then if we deploy that, and I guess we'll have to see that. It's going to first do a blocks 1 to find out the last block number, and then it does a deploy. Which has parameters and he's sending the signature with it. He's not sending a password. So he's signing the message and then sending it. He doesn't send a private key. And that's probably the right way to do it. But then, of course, you need to sign the message. You need to sign
This is the HTTP API.
What? I missed something there. Okay, so then he does a, after he posts the deploy, then he keeps doing a get in a loop. Until, and he keeps getting an error until the last one. So, you know, it's, well, it fails, and then eventually, okay, he gets the deploy, and then he gets the block, I think. Yeah, this is, he gets the API block, and then he calls the get data at name. So you get data at name, and he sends the deploy ID. And then he gets the result back, which it's still waiting for here. What is it doing? It stopped. Did I cause it to stop somehow?
Yeah, I think I'm doing the same. I'm doing a very close mechanism. I deploy once, then I do listen to that name, and then I output the result. So I have the final log. So I have just replaced the public key. So I will separate the log. So this is the final. I put it in the chat. I don't need to share my screen. This is the final state of our contract. So the AAA is the public key of CO. So he owns 199 tokens. 99 tokens. And basically, I own the rest of it. I have 3 bags of tokens. And the total, of course, is 1,000. So, and yes, the first bag are still tokens that are for sale. So basically, that's great. We just have a double deploy that went through, and so basically that's it.
But how? Why is there so many bags if it's the same token? Like, can they be merged somehow? If you can see that the user already has this bag, maybe like a different map.
Yep, it can be automatic, but I've not done it yet because I want the contract to be as light as possible. But yes, bags 1 and 2 can be merged, but bags 0 and 1 cannot be merged because of the price.
Okay, yeah. If there are no difference, then it can of course be merged. But if there is difference, then yes, it should make sense to have some like different bags.
Yes, I think as the contract will get more complicated, there will be a lot of traps that we must not fall into. So this is why I keep it as simple as possible, and basically it's yes. So you are right about merging. So, but maybe there could be just some method that manages merging, and but I don't know. But yes, right now I have not done it. So I will post this to Discord so people get an idea of what we are working on. Okay.
Yeah, I guess when you're adding one, you can do a match to see if you have one that matches it. Right.
When what does adding mean?
That you're
Purchasing?
purchasing, yeah.
Yes. Yes, of course. For example, the second purchase from Theo could be merged with the purchase 3 with the unique ID 3.
So you could have a match case for that. It wouldn't be too hard.
Yep, you are right. So and what I must absolutely do is push the current code I have, because it's a bit different from the one on GitHub. And then I work on deployer ID stuff, so you can deploy from Tomislav interface. And of course, next release of dapp will allow you to play with all that stuff with the UX, with buttons and stuff. But maybe you want to manage rolling. Okay, so that's all for I guess for today.
All right, thank you so much. I'll have to look at it again. I still don't really understand it. But that's probably because I was getting people bugs and things like that.
Don't worry, I was listening the whole time.
Check the development channel, Jim. I will post a resume of the summary of what we did.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.